Hey there guys, we're looking at Yeeegz right now, playing on Badlands. I think this is just a scrim, so let's see how it goes. Fast forward a bit. So both scouts going valley, and you're taking the slope approach, which is good. Probably should aggress a little bit to that scout that was jumping, just so you get a little damage as he's jumping to the point he can't really hit you back, so it's kind of free. So that's just a very specific situation where their scout's going closet and the other one's jumping from window. Once you see that window guy, you can kind of afford to push up and pressure a bit and either force him to stay at window and kind of keep your position, or if he's jumping over, you get a bunch of free damage. Right now you're going up too early. You should probably have looked to take a buff. While getting on this demo is a pretty good idea, since both their scouts are pretty far away. I probably would have taken a buff and looked to kind of deal with them a bit more. Seeing as their team wasn't going valley, that scout through closet was a pretty ideal pick for you to go for. But you're going to get this demo. That's good. You just want to live now. So yeah, that was pretty much the right decision there. It's unfortunate your mech died, or this mid would have been a lot cleaner. So maybe if you know you're going to get the demo like that, just make sure your team knows that they should be playing pretty safe and backing up, so your demo can have more of an effect on the mid over a longer period. When you're capping Spire like this, like really easily, you want to go through Valley and through Closet. It's a little bit quicker just to get to choke, so just a minor thing. Yeah, you guys should be looking to climb right now, so there's not a whole lot you can do. Maybe you could peek the lower right door just to see if stickies are there, but I'm pretty sure you guys are going to end up climbing anyway. So just make sure you're ready to get buffed for the push. That guy dropping down is a pretty simple cue to just go in. I guess I can't see stickies. Or you're just shooting the floor. I probably can't see stickies. That's going to be fun. This is okay. They're gonna have it though, so you don't really want to scout lead there. If anything, if you're looking to push into their Uber with your Uber, you're just trying to get it out of the equation and then end up having your medic meet everyone towards the end of the Uber and heal in, and just kind of win the fight with better buffs. But that's not really a scout's job. It's not safe to do, and you don't really gain a whole lot from having the scout in the Uber, because he doesn't get a whole lot done and his health is lower than a buff soldier, so it's not really worthwhile to keep him in. Plus he's unlikely to have, or more likely to have crit heals if he's staying behind in the soldier, where he's kind of slow and able to be chipped down on his crit heals. So if you're playing off buffs like that, or a repush, you probably want to do it with just a soldier. So, since you have this early buff, you're looking to fight these guys before they can get up slopes so your team can take position. So, in a situation where the soldier stays down, you're not really that uncomfortable in getting out. Like, you can take a direct rocket at 170 health and you're fine. And if he splashes himself and you do a lot of damage to him, his mid's over, whereas you, the scout, can kind of move around, get a pack, and just, I don't know, be effective at low health still. And in the situation where you end up jumping away there, you get a lot of free damage on the med and kind of keep him on the ground, or even kill the med. But you just kind of took the delay buff and didn't do a whole lot with it, so this mid's looking pretty abysmal. And in general, I don't know, I don't like fighting people underneath because it's just kind of awkward. There's a lot of slopes there, so it's kind of random on who hits who. You're lucky that guy died. You should, yeah, start leading through choke since you have this buff. And yeah, it's exactly what you want to do. Now you have to worry about keeping them out, or like killing them, sorry. Like when you have that much of an advantage, you can afford to die there. And if you slow them down or damage enough, your team can follow up. So rather than have the soldier go in and force, I probably have done that myself. Because you can comfortably take like 50-70 damage and force them and leave. Good job clearing the invisible stickies. I don't really know why that is. So you guys should be taking last, because they have a sniper. Should be good times. So yeah, just probably want to climb. I don't know if you guys got your demo, or their demo at the end of that, but it's never really hurts to climb when you're going to be capping anyway. Like, you'd avoid those invisible stickies. They're really dangerous, because you can't see them. So yeah. But yeah, it's just, if you have the time to climb, you just climb. There's not much you can do about that, or you really need to do to get position there. You know, it's just climbing for the sake of, you know, using that time. This is good. You don't want a pistol there. You didn't want to eat that rocket. Like, you should have just backed up behind point and reloaded, and just being back there is really useful for your team pushing last, because the other team's going to have to look back for you, and it's really annoying for them. And obviously you're kind of invincible back there unless a scout gets on you, and just sending a scout there to fight another scout is kind of risky, and in general it's not really a good use of resources. I wouldn't heal up a scout to send him there and be like, oh, let's do this. I just probably ignore the guy, which opens a lot of opportunities up for him. So when you're peeking this, you want to immediately look to the right. I know you can probably flank them on the left, but you're giving away your position by firing anyway, so it doesn't really, you're not really actually doing anything here by putting damage on these guys. So look to the right. I think I said left earlier, but look to the right just so you don't get killed from your blind spot. And then look to push these guys. Without shooting them, you maybe could have gone up a bit more close and probably pooped on them. So I'm guessing they have some kind of uber advantage because they pushed out. I don't know, that was just a really wrong time to push out there. I probably should have looked to take lobby while you guys were respawning instead of pushing in. So that's unfortunate. You should just go back to house and get a pack. Because I don't think the bottom one's going to be up for a while. I think people have been using it, so I just probably should have done that. Okay, so now that they have a sniper, if he's staying there, you take this buff and run into him. Your demo should probably spam main at the same time, just so it's a bit easier to get it, but yeah. So this doesn't do anything. They have it. And you're not going to get a whole lot out of this. You're lucky that the scout that is behind point didn't kill you, and you're fortunate that you even got that kill on the soldier. So in general, Badlands last, Uber v Uber, you don't want to have all of your Uber just committed to Ubering them. And as scout, that's about all you're going to do aside from get position behind the point. But if no one else is really getting healed in, crit buffed in after it, it's not really worth it. So I'd probably do some sort of reset push or suicide play in the last, or just take the Uber in for kill targets, because going off of heals isn't the best. It's just really easy last to spread heals around. I mean, granted, their mech's probably going to play like shit. And kind of exist on the left side solely. Like he did there, he didn't spread his Uber very well. He should have hopped the rim like you did and really just spread heals really, really well. And you guys probably should have gotten destroyed, but he made a mistake there, and most mechs are going to make that mistake, but it's really not something you want to play off of. If you run into someone that's actually playing properly, then that push will always fail. That was good. You probably should have stuck around a little bit, just because if you get that damage, you might as well do a little bit more. You can be comfortable in taking a bit of damage there, a bit more, and then backing up. I don't really know why your team fell down, but that's kind of unfortunate. Okay, so they should be looking to sack one into you right now, so I'd keep an eye on... Holy fuck. Why is that guy doing that? Anyway. Yeah, I would have kept an eye towards drop down. Apparently someone already got out, and probably looked towards right pads a bit more. And your mech should have backed up a bit there, expecting something like that. So, don't... Now he knows you're there, dude. Like, that 10 isn't gonna deter him from killing your team anyway. So, if you're gonna hit that, you have to start like hitting him at like 30 at least, if you're gonna really get a whole lot done. There's no point in starting, like, letting him know you're there with a 10 HP shot. So yeah, you're really just gonna contest this guy right now, and that's about your mid, so... Yeah, you should have been looking to kill the closet guy. I don't know if your team called that he was dropping down, but going behind him is a good idea anyway, just to cut him off through closet. But you should probably take it closer to the left side of mid, just hug this bridge. And then you're kind of lucky he doesn't see you there, because you were mid jump, and he probably should have shit on you, but wasn't playing, or wasn't expecting you there. But yeah, you don't really want to go under if, like, you just want to find their scouts and shit on them. Like, honestly, that's mids in general. Like, everyone just finds their scouts and shits on them, and that's the best way you're gonna deal with mids. So you should be looking to pick that scout that goes closet, especially when their team isn't going valley, they end up going choke or something, or through house. Then you can really exploit pushing underneath and just pinzering him with your team, and there's not a whole lot he can do. He's out of position there. So now that you're down one, you should just be toggling point. So right now you should be going up there. There's a scout behind you. Oh, he died. Yeah. You should have been toggling point, and had they kind of got in, sacked in them. They just made a mistake by pushing into you guys. I don't really know what that was about. You don't want to push this. Now you can push him. 35 damage is enough to push that guy. I'd be pretty comfortable. I don't know why he went that way. But yeah, I think it'd be a pretty good idea just to make sure he doesn't do a double take, just to push him kind of tentatively there. So I don't know if that's sticky. I guess it is. Yeah, just work on clearing them one by one. I guess they dead, or he's resetting them. Yeah. So your team's upper, I guess? I think they climbed. You probably should have done the same, or like boss and bashed up. I don't know where your team is. Yeah, I don't know what that was about. You guys are just really slow there. I don't know why you're pushing in now. You're already 2 down. It's just gonna be a bad Uber if they're playing properly. You're lucky that you even got that demo there. So probably been more appropriate just to wait for your spawns as a team. Yeah, like they had no excuse losing that. Even with standard classes, you know, they don't have a heavy to fall back to. Like there's no excuse losing that. So that was just a bad pusher in general. Let's fast forward. Alright, so this is what you run into when you get aggressive without seeing where everyone is. But you're still doing good damage at the beginning of mid, and even if you had died earlier, it probably would have been worth it had your team followed up on the right people. Unfortunately, your med kind of got stuck on your side, which is a problem that's pretty common when you go valley and go up your side. If they play properly, you're just going to lose. It's not the best rollout numbers wise, because you end up with your med up top anyway, so all it really benefits is the soldiers. Probably a better rollout is just pushing diagonal, like through house, and just having your soldiers jump out balcony or jump out the window and then jump, if you're gonna end up your side anyway. It's practically the same thing. The soldiers end up with more HP and their timing just better for the teammates to follow up, and your med's healing the entire time, and he's not really vulnerable of walking up slope and just being useless.
Yeah, thanks, Doc.
Someone else can watch this. Someone's already there, you don't need to worry about it. Yeah, that was just unfortunate. I think you probably should have slowed down on the scout there. Just make sure you hit the shots that you need to hit, but he was like 1 HP, so it's just kind of unfortunate. So, yeah. basically when you see that guy going up right early, you probably want to fight the guy on the left, just because you know that guy's going to be committing up top, or if he fights you, you're going to be a large enough distance away that he's not going to be able to do a whole lot. So if he does a double take, you're not really at a disadvantage. So in that situation, if you're looking to damage the scout early, you'd push left a bit. And since I would assume he's going closet because no one really goes left just to spot things, you'll probably get a better trade there, or at least it's even, and you kind of hold his position if he ends up spotting from lower left. So you want to damage this guy, but you don't want to take any damage. So he's done, his mid's over, you don't need to worry about him. As soon as you did that damage and pushed him back, your job after that is just to look out for other things. You identified where he was for your team, and you know yourself, so you can go up top and kind of pressure everything and know exactly where he's going to come from and how much health he has. So, should have just backed off there. Committed a little too much, 1 or 2 shots extra that you didn't need on him. Slowed your mid down and made you susceptible to kind of the randomness of getting attacked. Probably better off scattering here. Look for the pack, someone might be trying to take it. Okay. Alright, so now that you dropped your... Okay, you got their med. Kinda weird. You should be looking to just defend lobby. Wait for your pocket or roamer to spawn, I don't really know who that is. Now that they're 2 down, you can look to push out a bit. Like, you should probably be taking diagonal right now just to make it easier for your team to get out. And by the time you're out of diagonal, you're pretty much a-okay to cap Spire. If you drop their med and a scout, and now you drop someone else, there's no reason not to get on Spire. That guy's not going to do anything. So now you know it's just these people in yard. Your team should be pushing out. You definitely could have killed them much earlier. You're not doing this solo. You should just be pushing through house anyway if they're there, just because it gets you a bit closer to mid. So there's no reason in clearing those. And your team's closer to house anyway, so it's just going to take them longer to get to choke. This Uber is terrible, it's advertised, and there's a scout coming behind, but it looks like he's going to get dealt with. So I'd probably end up going ballet just to deal with him a bit. Just to make sure he dies, but he got picked off, so good on you guys. You should look to push choke. You really want to follow up on what's going on right now. You don't really need this buff. Like, it's pretty clear that you probably could have killed this demo had you been there instead of waiting for your medic. If there's people in, then I wouldn't be waiting for my med. Or going to him, really. He can get to me. And just play safe at the choke. And take some damage and back up into him. That's going to be the best use of him. Yeah. I think you're rushing your shots here when you don't need to. That dome man should have died like instantly. That guy just missed a lot, so there's not really a whole point in rushing your shots to save someone that should have died. You can back cap now because it's half capped. That's probably what you wanted to do there. But yeah, your team just kinda, I don't know, they gave that up too much, and then you should have definitely been pushing choke into mid without your medic there, just for the sake of getting damage on the demo, who wasn't that healthy to begin with, and kinda low on ammo, I would suspect, from when he shot you, and then the kill feed after you left. So there's a scout left bat, so I think you need to worry about him. Yeah. Probably should have killed your med or your demo. But he backed up. So I don't think their med went down. So you guys are at a disadvantage. I should be looking to forward hold right now to slow down. In general, you want to forward hold. There's not really a reason not to. because they're gonna get forced to go up top, and that's a pretty easy sack just to get them to force. And it looks like your med lagged out, so that's shitty, but yeah, you don't want to give up a forward hold ever. As long as you're doing it properly, nothing's gonna get in through the doors if your demo man's focusing on them. And then as long as your scouts or your roamer or your pocket are spotting when they actually climb spire, you can sack into them and be comfortable at last with full uber, and probably force them. Just walk into them as they're probably taking the door, and you either get a bunch of kills or they use. This mid's over. I probably would just call my team to leave, because that early damage you took is just, there's no way you guys should be able to win this. Looks like their demo wasted all his ammo sucking his own dick, so you might be pretty good. Yeah, like, I don't know. I probably would have bailed that mid. It was fortunate that you even got the scout. I don't really know why he got aggressive after he dealt that damage to you. Because he kind of got aggressive in a way that was, like, he just didn't put pressure on you, so you got some easy shots on him.
Time has been added.
So again, you want to be going Valley. Just it's a bit quicker. You end up going through Closet, and your mid gets there probably a couple seconds quicker. So their med lives. Okay, that was a good idea to go through house then. They have a shit Uber. You should be staying in here. Like, this is the kind of Uber that's so bad that's obvious to stay in, so it's good that you did. Just worry about choke. People behind can deal with the shit behind. Like, this pocket should be helping with that shit.
Yeah, thanks, Doc.
But it doesn't really matter. You should have been more aggressive on the train. It's really easy to keep everything out of choke if you're just chilling on train. You don't want to be taking this that quickly, because it's an easy debt for the demo if he has a trap there. Which he did, so you kind of backed up, but just a little waste time. You shouldn't be pushing here. You should just look to take the bottle top left and be happy that your team's probably going to have better HP pushing into them. And just go into like top left connector or main after you take that bottle. Because now you're put into a 1v1 where you're not expecting him and he's got more health than you. So this is a situation where you just want to go get into them as soon as possible because they're down one, and I think they had worse health for a little bit. This is not why. Your med should let you die here in the case that... Because I think they had the oob. No, they don't have the oobs. Well then. No, I think they had the oobs. I think their mech was just a pussy and didn't oobs. But yeah, it doesn't matter. So that's the kind of behind the point thing that I was talking about earlier, where it's really effective. You just exist there, and no one can really fuck with you except for soldiers, and bringing them down there pretty much means they're dead if your team has position. So now we're all nice and red, which is cool. And yeah, you should just walked in the house. But that was good. You definitely could have just killed the demo because you were taking, that was like the perfect line of sight block.
No, I'm not even wearing a helmet.
And yeah, that was a good mid. I would have expected the soldier probably to have killed you there, so probably just pushing the demo will be a bit better because you have a lot more escape options that way too. And you'll probably kill the demo. So don't peek this at the same time as your roam or you'll take the same spam potentially, and that's not fun. You guys should be looking to push, so if you take the same damage, you know, someone's gonna be weak because only one of you can take the bottle. Hey, we're not red anymore. Sick life. Stay in. You're not gonna get out. Like, they're gonna do more damage, like, when you try to leave than you just stay in and kind of jump around like an idiot while you reload. That's probably the best thing you're gonna achieve there. So, that's about it. It was just mids, honestly. You just need to work on getting your early damage when their scouts split poorly. Like, a lot of their scouts are just... Or their mids, the scouts just had really conflicting rollouts, so take advantage of that. And then since you seem to be the guy to pressure a bit, I would be content with fighting the scout at Closet if he's alone. But Also, you missed a couple opportunities to push into their soldier when you got delay buffs, and you missed the opportunity to get on a demo a lot. In the first minute, I think you got on the demo in a situation that wasn't too favorable, I think. Because there was a scout available to kill and you had a really easy buff coming up since your med didn't get jumped. Other than that, rolling out Valley to Closet to bring your med to choke is a bit quicker, and there wasn't really a whole lot else to that game. Aside from you making a little questionable decisions about when to shoot and shooting too quickly and positioning yourself in places without getting buffs first. But that's just, I don't know, some of that was your team's fault, and some of that was you just not getting buff or not making sure you had the most optimal HP for every fight you were going to take. So work on picking up health packs and getting buffs. That's about it.